Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the studio. My name's Kelly Weiler and you are at Girl UPcycled Studio. We are actually physically located in a little town called Zanesville, Ohio. We're just about an hour east of Columbus. And we love it when we get to meet all of you that watch the videos. So if you are popping in, especially if you're brand new to my YouTube channel or to Facebook, either one, make sure that you introduce yourself. And that way I can kind of get to know your name and see your face as you come popping in. So say hello, everybody. This is part 2 of a project that I started, I believe it was last Wednesday. So by the way, every Wednesday, I'm going to attempt as best as I can to do a live at 6. It's going to be my fresh paint series. That way, all of you know for sure, absolutely for sure, that I will be here live, unless, you know, an emergency, but I will be here live 6 o'clock every Wednesday night. That's Eastern time too, gang, okay? So if you have any questions on any of the projects that I'm working on, just let me know. Let's see, whoops, did not mean to put that. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. All right, just need to make sure I can see the comments. All right, so this is a little project that I'm working on. You can tell I've covered it with Old 57, which is the DIY paint line that I use. It's a clay-based paint, all natural. This is actually my favorite color, you guys. If you're new to my channel here, you'll see me use this quite a bit. I love it. And it's great for accent and highlighting and all of that. Hey, Christine, good to see you. And Sherry, good to see you both. Good to see you guys coming rolling in here. All right, so a quick recap. So I already told you we used Old 57. But the molds that I used, let me show you. I used Birdsong, and this is from IOD, which stands for Iron Orchid Design. These are the molds that I use, and I also used paper clay. I have all of these items on my website at girlupcycledstudio.com. And you can find everything there. What else did I use, gang? Oh, this was one that I used. This is called Classic Elements, and it is just that. It's very classic. Whether you do art or furniture art, either one, this is one that I would say you're going to want in your toolbox, okay, so to speak. You're going to want this this one for sure because it's very versatile. But anyway, I used the little pearls that are up here. And so that's what you're seeing all around the edges, little tiny pearls. Hello, Miss Heather, and hello, Nikki. Hey, hey. What else did I use? And I think I used a feather. So this is the last one. I used one of these feathers on the top. So you can, if you missed part 1, you can circle back around and watch the first part of this. But I kind of want to show you just real quick how I paint over top of the molds because I think it's important. Like I said, I do use clay-based paint, which works beautifully with the IOD paper clay and when you're using those with the molds. And I left one little bird here partially naked so we could paint him. I'm also using my Paint Pixie brush, which is great because it has a nice little point to it. And I like to pounce it on there. And again, I'm using Old 57, and I like to pounce, pounce, pounce. And if you notice, I'm going around all of the edges of the bird because when it dries, sometimes it will lift a little bit, or you might see a little bit of a little shrinking or movement that happens as it dries. And then the clay-based paint is just perfect for filling that right in because it is very thick. Okay, so I'm just pouncing that on, and that will cover all of those little cracks and crevices up. And that's really all I did. I did that over the entire phone with that method. And I'm probably going to do something to the numbers. I'm thinking even maybe the metallics would be cool. I might just go for the metallics on the numbers. So we'll see. I'm not going to go that far. Hey, Sally from Southern Ohio. You're in my neck of the woods, girlfriend. Hello, Vintage Sin or Vintage Cindy. Jumped over here from Facebook. How's the feed? Hi, Cherry. Hello, hello. And Judy in the house, too. Love to see all you ladies. All right. So next, I'm going to do maybe like a little bit of artwork on this as well. So it's going to kind of basically turn this vintage phone. You can find these all over the place at flea markets, vintage shops, and you should be able to get them anywhere between $10 and $20. I've even paid, $25, I think. Now, I have a red one at home that's in immaculate condition. I paid a little more for that one because I wanted it. So I'm going to go ahead and start working some other colors into it. Let me use, what do you think? I want to use another darker blue. So I'm going to let y'all choose. Would you like me to blend into this color, which is Old 57? Would you like to see Mermaid Tail, which is more of a dark turquoise? Would you like to see me blend in Hey Sailor, which is a navy blue? Or would you like to see me blend in the cobalt blue that we have in stock now? And that is called Blue Iris. And I'm going to let y'all vote. Put your vote in. And I'm going to wait and let you vote in the first 3 that pop up that I see in my feed. And remember, I'm seeing my feed from both YouTube and Facebook. So if it doesn't look right on your end, it's because I'm seeing them in a different sequence. Hi, Cobwebs. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you're talking to Vintage Sin, but we see you. We see you, Cobwebs. Thanks for being here. Okay, so I'm looking. The first one that came in is Blue Iris. We got one for Blue Iris. Judy voted for Mermaid Tail. So I'm going to take, I need votes for 3 of the same color before I'll start. I'm going to let you all do this, right? I'll let you have fun. Keep voting. Put your votes in right now, guys. Vote for either Blue Iris, Mermaid Tail. Let's just keep it to those 2 since I got those 2 in. You want Blue Iris or Mermaid Tail? That would be a cobalt blue, which would be this. Ooh. Want that blended in, or Mermaid Tail, which would be this one. Ooh. Okay, so we've got one for Blue Iris. We have one for Mermaid Tail. We have 2 for Mermaid Tail. We have 2 for Blue Iris. We're tied up. And for the win with Deborah Hoops, thank you for voting, Deborah. We're going to put in Blue Iris. We got 3 votes for Blue Iris. So we're going to use Blue Iris in this. I think that's great. I love it. Awesome. All right. So I'm just going to use the same brush. And I'm just going to start working a little bit of this in. I'm just using, I didn't even clean it. And I'm going to offload. If you guys don't know what offloading is, it's when you dip your brush inside the paint and then you take it onto a dry area and you kind of remove it. That's called offloading. Sometimes they don't show up. It's all good. Blue, another one for Blue Iris. How are you, Deborah? Good to see you. So I am just going to start kind of like going all around the edges here. So we're going to kind of frame it. And if you need a little bit of water, you can get some water. I'm going to frame it out. So I'm going to frame around the edges with that Blue Iris. So it's going to be a little bit deeper and darker. And again, I'm just tapping it in. And it works that I left some of that old 57 on my brush is working to my benefit as I'm blending it in. And this is kind of what it's doing so far, okay? So we're kind of framing it out. I love the cobalt blues though, gang. Love, love, love. Love it. So that's gonna be my first step that I'm doing. I'm gonna do that around all 4 sides. Offload a little bit more. That was a little bit dark. You can also dip back into your original color if you need to. And I'm probably going to put some color onto the little pearls that I have. So just framing it all out. Dip into I just dipped into my old 57, and you're just going to go back and forth until you have a nice kind of a blended look. And notice I'm still just patting or tapping or kind of stippling it. This is what it's looking like. Cobweb says she's stamping with IOD today. Love it. Love it. I actually have another phone it's kind of naked. I may do some stenciling, or not stenciling, but maybe the stamps and maybe some of the transfers onto that one. So I'll save that for another kind of a project. So all around the edges. And I'm going to dip back in. Actually, I'm just going to use my little top. You can hear it ringing as I move it. It's so funny. Does anybody out there still have a phone like this? Even though this isn't a rotary phone, I have a rotary at home. But does anybody have the old style phones that they still use? I'm just curious. I'm telling you what, these babies still work. Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to do with these? Think about this. Someday, the kids nowadays, they'll be upcycling their cell phones somehow. And the way they go through cell phones, oh my goodness, I don't know what we're going to do with them. Right? It just seems like you have to replace them so often. And I'm going to do the back real quick. Offload. Anybody else creating? I know a couple of the ladies just mentioned they were working with the stamps, all that good stuff. Those of you that just came in, make note, I'm going to try to go live every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so that y'all know exactly when I'll be here, okay? Hoping that'll help, because I know I'm kind of random. My schedule's a little bit crazy. But whose isn't, right? Everybody's schedule is a little bit crazy. Okay. So that's what it's looking like. Okay. Sally says she painted a stool today. What did you paint on it? Hello, Miss Sandy Spangler for me. Good to see you. All right. Oh, I forgot this part. Okay, let's go around the edges. It's getting too dark. I'm gonna add light. And you could actually do this darker if you wanted. I just kind of trying to be subtle about it. I really like that dreamy kind of finish on some of this stuff. I think I had my glasses on, I would have just got myself in the eye. Don't want to have a crafting catastrophe here. That would be kind of embarrassing, wouldn't it? What happened to you? I poked myself in the eye with my Paint Pixie brush. Let's see. Just cream over black, and then I distressed it. Well, Sally, that's always a classic, right? You can't go wrong with that. CJ is asking, can you tell us where to purchase the plastic containers that you store your paint in? Yes, I can, CJ. I personally bought mine from Sam's Club, so you should be able to get them at any kind of store like that has restaurant supplies. And that's where you'll find it, is back where like the tablecloths are and things like that. That's pretty subtle. Brighten it up just a little bit. I'm trying to think. I found them somewhere else too. Like, oh, it may have been like, say, one of the dollar stores maybe. No. But you won't get as many. Like when I get them, usually I get them in bulk. And that's the best way to do it. And they're really pretty easy to use. I just got another pack. Let me see. The new pack that I bought has little lids on it. They're 12 ounces. These came from the grilling section of like one of the, I don't know, I don't want to say Dollar General, but one of those stores is where I found them. So looks so different from the way it looked. Very cool. Yeah, it's changing, isn't it? Yes, they are for food. So you will find them back in the restaurant section. Like if you ever go to Subway restaurant, Subway uses them, although Subway uses the ones that squirt and you store them upside down. And I actually started off using those when I first started here at the studio doing classes. I do a ton of classes. Well, I did before COVID. I used to do a ton of classes in-house here. But the little rubber plug that was in the top of it always busted out on me. And so I switched and went to these, and I like them because my paint that I use from Debbie's Design Diary is so thick, and I don't always like to water it down. So I can just take a razor blade and cut the top of this nozzle off, and it makes my opening a lot larger so I can get that paint out a little bit easier. So that's why I like it, because I can kind of customize it. Okay. FIFO, yes, they are called FIFO. Those are the ones that didn't work out so well for me. All right, so let's do, I'm gonna paint, I wanna highlight these flowers and the feathers a little bit. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of my white swan. Why not, right? It's white swan. That sounds perfect for my feathers. And I just want to touch it with my finger, see how I like that. So you can either just rub a color on there, and it'll help highlight it. Or you can do a full coverage, which I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to cover this a little bit more because I think I want to use some metallic on it. Grab my little art brush. Yes, fun. Wait a minute, do yours have lids? Some of them do. The ones that I just bought, they do have lids. And I'm covering this now. Notice I'm not covering it up solid, so I want some of that turquoise from the old 57 is still showing through. So I did that kind of on purpose. Purposefully, is that a word? I don't know. All right, so that's going to be that. And I think I'm also going to add the white on my little pearls. And then I'm going to use some metallics over top of my pearls as well. I was going to try to get back and do this before now, but I just wasn't able to get it done. Those of you that are waiting to get into the Creators Club, I will be opening back up sometime in September. So that's something you can kind of keep in the back of your mind. You can get on the waiting list if you want to be notified, but we do all kinds of artwork in there. In fact, we just painted, the horse behind me was one of the pieces of artworks, paintings that we did throughout the month of August. And we had a ton of fun on that. They did amazing. These ladies, I tell you, such an amazing job. So there's that. And like I said, I'm going to add metallic. Thanks, Cobbs. Kelly, show us the horse. Oh, okay, Judy. Yeah, Judy is one of the ladies that is in my Creators Club. And so it's so fun to spend some time with them. Now, it's not done. Ladies, if you're in my Creators Club, I have not touched it since then. So, so this is still, we did a base layer, which is an underpainting. And then we started laying in our next phase, which are like the shadows and highlights, all that, bring it to the foreground. And then we kind of picked out where the nose and the eyes should be. So that's kind of where I am. And my next phase will be the final phase, which is really doing the detailing, which I love to do. Love to do the detailing. But I love to take my time on it. So I want to come back and do that when I just have like a day to chill. You know, I'm waiting on that day, that chill day. All right. So what color do you think I should do the birds? I'm almost wondering if I should do like a couple of these birds, like the cobalt, like would be full cobalt. What do you think? The blue iris? I think that would be kind of nice. Grab another. Have to do my horse. I'm in the process of moving. Oh, Christine, you know, it'll be there when you're ready for it. And so will I. So if you need help, you know the drill. I'm going to do a bluebird. Bluebird. This will really, you'll see all the detailing. Horse is amazing. Thank you, Renee. Well, thank you. That's good. If you like it already, I hope it'll even get better. I absolutely love to paint on canvas. I love it. Love, love, love. So, I mean, I can just come on here. I'll probably come on one of my Fresh Paint Lives with all of you sometime and paint. And let you hang out and watch the process. But if you do want to learn it, my group will be opening up. And it is for all levels. So I have beginner level classes all the way up. Do you like the blue on the bird? So I think I'm going to do 2 of those with the blue. And maybe, what should the other one be? I think it needs to have some other colors mixed in too. Yes. Hey, Cobbs. I love that y'all are talking to each other. Judy says, and I still cannot believe that mine really looks like a horse. I am so proud of it. And you should be proud of it, Judy. You nailed it. You did so good. I'm so proud of you. Yes. Heather says she hasn't watched the horse one either. It's gorgeous. Thank you. I can't wait to see what you do, Heather. It's nice to have you ladies popping in. So the Creators Club, I teach every Tuesday inside the club. And the classes normally run, I would say the average is like an hour and a half average. I try not to keep them on too long. But some of the paintings, I will say, aren't just one and done. Like this one, I mean, I'll be working on it some more. Now, I mean, it can be done. That's the one thing that I'm trying to teach the ladies, that, you know, it's up to you. It's your artwork. So you can kind of stop when you want to. I get carried away on the details sometimes. And sometimes I almost get sad, like when it's over, when a painting is done, I kind of get like bummed out, like, oh. So what I just did is added a little bit of white into my brush so that I can blend it a little bit better. Usually when you look at birds, they're not all just a single color. They have multicolors. And even though we're not going for a super realistic look, you do want to kind of do the best that you can at it, right? Let's see, there it is. So I think that was, see how I just softened his face up? So I just added the same color, blue iris with white, and just softened his little face up. They're usually lighter or different color around their face. So I'll do the same thing over here on this guy. I hope y'all have been having a great day. Been a pretty good day here. I certainly can't complain. Yeah, that looks way better. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, I really think that helps. Highlight it. All right. Thanks, Renee. My friend has a new one that looks vintage and says she can't hear on it. Oh no, she needs to get an old one, huh, Sally? I mean, my old one at home works like a charm, and it's so cool because it's like, it's red, so I can be like, hello? Yes. But it scares the cat, and actually scares all of us when it goes off now, because we're not used to it being like, it's literally just, you know, you get the sound that it is, and it's you can kind of get it a little bit lower, but they're pretty loud. So by mixing white into the blue iris, you get kind of this periwinkle kind of color, which we actually have this color. It's called water lily. So you can actually buy it already mixed, but literally it is just blue iris with some white. Will give you that periwinkle kind of color. Actually, the water lily is probably a little more different shade of blue maybe than this, but it's beautiful. It's very close to it though, but it's beautiful. All right. It should have volume. It does, but it's very, very slight. It's not, I mean, it's still pretty loud. So the first time the cats heard it, I was holding one, and they were both sitting beside me, but the one I was holding, and I have a big old scratch, a scar on my leg from it, because they were like, wow, and they went flying, and they were looking around like, what the heck is that noise? It's the funniest thing. Well, other than I was in pain. All right, so what would you like as far as the metallics that I use? Would you rather see golden ticket or pennies from heaven? So one is copper and one is gold. And I'm going to do some highlighting with one of these, and I'm going to let y'all pick. So type in there right now. On your marks, get set, go. And the first one that gets 3 votes, that's what I'll do. So you get to vote the metallic that you want to see on here. Do you want to see pennies from heaven, copper, or golden ticket, which is gold? And I'll add some to the pearls that I put on here, and I'll add some to my little feather. And I feel like my feather needs like a little color too, right? Maybe not. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got Sally votes for the golden ticket. We got 1 for pennies from Aaron. We've got golden ticket from Heather. So we got 2 golden tickets. We've got another golden ticket. Golden ticket wins. Golden ticket for the win. Thank you. I love that y'all are getting involved and helping me. Makes my job easier, right? Because that's really what's hard about this, is picking out the colors and getting the lids off. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got it. I thought, uh-oh, I might have to default and use these from heaven. Okay, this is golden ticket, you guys. Let's see, do I have any over there? I think I have 4. I have 4 cans of this left. I normally try to order this stuff in high volumes because I don't like running out of my metallics. So I have 4 left. If y'all need it, it's on a website. And you know what? I think I am going to use my brush. A lot of times I just dip into my lid. It's up to you. And just do like a little bit heavier on, right on the tip of that. Make sure I get around the sides. This stuff is great. I've used it on many, many things. Of course, you can use this on your hardware. Those of you, if you have been in here, you know that I have a thing for feathers. It's a sickness. I don't know why. I love feathers. So I have white feathers with gold tips all over the place in here. Every once in a while, I'll send them in packages when people order. Like if it's a big order, or if I take too long, I'm like, I usually try to ship out within like, well, today I did orders just in one day, but sometimes I won't get it till 5 days later, but I normally get to it within a couple of days. It's pretty, huh? Just want to lightly go on the very tips as I go up. Kind of like to get carried away with that. Looks pretty, huh? Good choice, ladies. Good choice. Okay, so I want to go ahead and let's put some on the little pearls. And I'm going to kind of rub it in a little bit so that it is a little more translucent. So that it looks more like a pearl. And that just toned that white down all the way where it has like a nice little shine now. And I'm going to go ahead and let's do a little bit of this little guy. It's like a seashell or something. I'm not real sure what it is. Just going to use my finger and hit all those high points. Oh, that really made it pop. Look at that. So, you know what? I'm going to do this little bird blue as well. I thought I would do him a different color, but I think he needs to be the same color. I'm really liking it. So I'm just going to keep it that color. And get back in here and get blue iris. I like, says Jerry, thank you. Pretty cool, says Sally. Sally says, me too. My mind still thinks like a 25-year-old. Hey, Karen, good to see you. I'm missing some of the comments. I so apologize. I will make sure that I get back and try to answer. Okay, best that I can. Add a little bit of water to my brush. A little bit. I don't want it drippy, but we're just painting the blue iris on this little guy. And then we're going back in and we're going to dip into the old 57. or I'm sorry, I lied. I'm going to white swan. We're going to dip into the white swan. I'm creating. It would look neat if you put those mini string lights in the, ooh, great idea. And light it up. Did y'all see what I was going to put? I mean, I could still put the lights in it too. That would actually be cool. Okay, so I just dipped in to the white. And I still have the blue iris on here. And his little head, his chest. And what that does is it just helps define all these little details, because the molds are really quite beautiful. So why not show them off, right? Okay. Yeah, that looks way better. So there he is. And what do you think? You think I should put a little gold on the birds as well? Pennies. I think I will do that. I'm going to go back over here. I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to just kind of lightly highlight him. And it looks really cute, especially on his little cheeks. Just want to kind of make things pop. You're not doing a full coverage. You're just kind of just lightly, little tiny touches. Cute. Yes, it needed that. Getting his little cheeks. I think this is my favorite bird design that they have. This little guy in flight right here. He's really cute. I thought about painting some florals on it too. I don't know if that would be too much. I mean, it's a phone that's been painted and it has birds and pearls on it. I mean, at this point, what is too much? Is there such thing as too much? I would like to know. In the comment section right now, let me know. Is there such thing as too much? Oh, shoot. My motto is like, well, I can always change it back, right? I can always put it back. Everything's fixable when it comes to art and creating, which is such a blessing right now, because we just don't get that everywhere in life right now. Look how that just made that pop, right? So my thought, let me know if you guys want to hang out. I don't know how long I've been on here. I've been on here about 45 minutes. So I was thinking maybe I could do like maybe some little floral stuff there, and maybe on the other side. So this is what it's looking like so far. And like I said, I think I'm going to do metallic over the numbers too. So that'll be painted. It'll all be finished. Be cohesive. Paint it, paint it, paint it. No, not too much. Maybe vines. Christine says yes. There is such thing as too much. Is that what you're saying, Christine? Hey, there is. There can be. There very well can be. Okay. let me see. Let's do paint. It's just dripping everywhere. So I've got a little kissing booth that I just poured out. And let's do more like kissing booth with some red, maybe. Carnival red. And let's just put some flowers on here. No, paint it, Christine. Oh, okay. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Kelly. Never too much brownies? What? We're talking paint here, girl. What are you talking about? What brownies are you talking about? Look. Crack me up, Marcia. I miss you, Marcia. I've seen you forever. So I'm going to just kind of dip into some water and just kind of do this with my, I'm just going to do this with my fingers a little bit just to see what happens. This is kissing booth so far. Oh, Sally goes, great, now I want a brownie. Oh, you are cracking me up. Yeah, you can't go wrong with brownies, right? Okay, I'm painting this upside down, so let me just kind of look at this a little bit here. See, I really do try to angle it so y'all can see, but sometimes it gets a little difficult. Okay. So that's what it looks like so far. I think I'm going to do some over here too. Why not? Let's just do it up. I'll be glad to get this done. I've had this little thing painted and started for so long. That's kind of how it happens, isn't it? All right. Now I'm going to dip back in to the carnival red. Add some little hints of red to the flower. It's just going to be a kind of a little abstract. Whoops, accidentally got into the white. I need to do that. Like I said, everything's fixable. Okay, so we're still talking about brownies. All right. So I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to wet it down and I'm going to blend. I'm going to start blending this quite a bit. Guys, remember, if you don't like it, you can paint over it. So don't be afraid to get in there and try some things, okay? All right, let's do a little bit of green. Gypsy green. Everybody had their dinner yet? What did you have for dinner? Let me know in the comments. Give me some ideas. I actually just had a salad. This is just kind of a faint, little bit of green. basically doing abstract. Chicken salad. Oh my gosh. This just reminds me of something that would be, okay, do I have any 80s kids out there like that grew up in the 80s? Like this would be in Molly Ringwald's room, like in one of her shows. I just know that it would. I mean, look at that. Chicken Euro. Marsha had brownies. Oh shoot, you guys are cracking me up. Ooh, beef stroganoff. Sally, that sounds really good. I have not had that in so long. So what do you think? Do you like it with the flowers? Or do you like it without? You're not going to hurt my feelings because everybody's allowed to have their own opinions, right? Everybody's allowed. They're all going to be different, and it's all okay. It's something that we all need to remember as we are talking with others out in the world today. It's okay. It really is okay if somebody thinks differently, right? Can I get an amen? Oh, I'm losing the comments. Hold on. Yes, especially these days. So far, everybody likes the flowers. Awesome. Awesome. I don't know why I keep comments. I'm not able to. Oh, thank you, Stacy. That was nice. I'm gonna put that up. That was sweet. That was so sweet. Amen. Right? I get really, just get really fed up with, all the fighting, the fussing and the fighting. So I think this is, I'm going to have to name this Molly maybe because it just reminds me of Molly Ringwald, right? Hi, Sally. She is asking, are you open regular hours? I am. And I'm actually thinking about changing them a little bit. With COVID going on, I don't get as much walk-through traffic like at the beginning of the week, which is like Wednesday and Thursday, I don't get as much. So I'm thinking about changing my hours to Friday and Saturday from noon until 6 p.m. or by appointment. So you can always, especially those of you that are out of town, just text me or email me or something like that. And you can schedule to come in, because if you're traveling here and you're traveling, a few hours, I had somebody from Kentucky that came. I want to make sure I'm here for you. So you can just schedule and come in and you have the place to yourself. And yeah, you don't have to worry about COVID and other people being in here. So I think that will be, oh my gosh, Christine, you're brilliant. She goes, Molly Ringwald. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. That is brilliant. Well, that is for sure what this is going to be called. So I want to tell you guys, so I think I'm going to go ahead. I will continue with florals all the way around this. And then when I finish, I will finish it by waxing. And I may do a hard coat on it first. So I may do big top, because I would picture a lot of people handling this, like just for fun, especially kids when they come in. They're so fascinated. So I'm actually going to probably do big top first, and then I'm going to do probably a little bit of dark wax just to like age it a little bit. And I'll just probably age it around like all the cracks and crevices and corners and things like that. Also, one other thing that I'm going to do, and I've mentioned this already, is I think I'm going to do metallic over top of the keys, and I might put Molly Ringwald on. No, there's not enough keys, but I don't know, sometimes I think it's cute to see like a saying or words or something. Like, what do you think? What should I write? Like, and should I just reapply the numbers on here? Or do you think I should put a word on here? I've seen it like call your mother before, or like call mom. Has to be something very short, but I would love for you guys, if you think of something, type it in the comment section below so that I can read through. And I'm going to read them right now. There might be, you guys, y'all are brilliant. I don't know why I keep like losing all my, oh, Marcia says peace. Don't we need that right now? Some peace? I know I do. Debbie and Dion did a class there. Yes, they certainly did. And actually my plan for this year was to start pulling in people from, you know, all over the United States. And I was going to do big classes here. And because of COVID, boom, that is completely not happening now. So that's why I'm just going to make some changes. I'm doing, you know, appointments. You guys can come in by appointment. I am also doing classes that are private classes. So if you have a group of 6 people or more, and it's people that you are hanging out with anyway, and you're kind of your quarantine people, y'all are welcome to schedule a class and come in and create, and you don't have to worry about, you know, being unsafe or around strangers or anything like that. So that's how I'm working that right now. So yeah, that's something that interests you. We just did a bachelorette party a couple weeks ago, and they brought in food and they brought their own wine, and they had a great time. So 867-5309. Oh my gosh, Jenny, that's so funny. That is so funny. I think, didn't Debbie just do something like that? I think she did something with Jenny. Chill. I like that. All right, gang. Well, we are coming up on a full hour, and I don't want to, you know, keep you too long, but I hope you had fun with this, and I will post a photo of it completely finished in the thumbnail of my video on YouTube when I get done, so that you can see what it completely looks like. Okay, but that's how I did it. And like I said, it is my Molly Ringwald. So, all right, I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully later on this week. If not, remember on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern time, I will be live every week unless there's an emergency. All right. All right. Yes. Okay, gang. See you later.